I'm joined this morning by Micheal Nuga. Good morning, Micheal.
Good morning, good morning.
So
Thank you for having
you
me.
are a new addition to the team. Tell me about your experience so far and how.
Honestly, yeah, I'm just happy to be here.
Buddy,
I'm good, thank you.
officially we make this happen, eh?
Yeah, about time.
I remember, I think it was like 6 months ago. I'm like, buddy, are you in town? You're like, I'm in Italy. I'm like, okay, hit me up when you're in town. You're in town. I'm like, let's do something. I'm in Vancouver now. I'm like, okay, get back to me after.
Right.
A few months pass, and you're like, I'm in Africa now. I can't keep up with the schedule, man. So
yeah.
you're always on the go at this point.
Yeah.
For people that don't 100% recognize you, can you do a brief introduction? Because I think in the basketball community, you're developing a pretty good name, reputation for yourself, but can you give a brief introduction?
Yeah, my name is Micheal Nuga. I was born in Lagos, Nigeria. I was raised here in Scarborough, in Toronto. And I'm a professional basketball player. This is my third year playing professional. I was fortunate enough to get a scholarship to go to the Division I level in the States. I played at Kent State and University of Las Vegas, UNLV, and I'm here now, kind of just starting my journey really and enjoying the process for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Eh?
Yeah.
So I put some questions together.
Right.
Contrary to most interviews that maybe you're doing, I want to make it like briefly about basketball, but I want to take this opportunity to use you as a role model for maybe somebody that's like 10 years prior to where you're at now, and just kind of speak to that person and guiding them as to like what maybe you've learned being in the industry.
Right.
But I want to specifically talk about the struggle that you went through.
Right.
The struggle, the sacrifices that you've gone through, I guess you're understanding the sacrifice of what it takes to become a professional basketball player.
Right.
So I want to ask you about that. But question number one is, how do you handle stress? Do you stress easy?
Yeah, in the professional basketball world, it's definitely really easy to stress because it comes from so many different places. Like, you can be stressing over not knowing where your next job is going to be. You know, the off season can be the most stressful part. Not knowing where your next job can be. You can be stressing over an injury that's preventing you from playing your best, and now you're getting eyes from the organization when, you know, it's really just your body reacting to needing some time. You can be stressed from that. Family is definitely the hardest thing because you're not home. Like, that's probably the biggest stress I've had for myself, is just not being home, not being able to be at the birthdays or be at the celebrations and stuff like that. You know, there's stress from that. There's natural just pain that causes stress in your mind and your body. So how I deal with stress, honestly,
You internalize it and then you like explode on everybody, or are you kind of just, because to me, my impression of you is you're very soft-spoken, you're very calm, but you can turn on this like aggressive athlete, kind of like you're an achiever kind of thing, right?
Yeah. I definitely get into that mode where I can explode. But honestly, like, over the years, I think just my growing appreciation for the opportunities that I've given has helped me to turn stress more into just appreciation, you know? So like, there's a lot of times where I'm stressed about something and then I snap out of it, just realizing how blessed I am to really just be able to play professional basketball. So me personally, I could be a soft-spoken person, like you say, but I have moments where I'm really the opposite, where I'm really completely the opposite.
As an athlete.
As an athlete,
As
for
an
sure.
athlete.
As an athlete, for sure. But, you know, just, I think, you know, I handle it pretty well just because of my just overall gratefulness of the position that I'm in. Like, I'm doing things that people don't really get to do in their lifetime, right? So,
yeah,
that's what I would say for sure.
So you know what is interesting is that sometimes people, unfortunately, don't realize this, but there is a correlation between being a high-performing athlete and hopefully you get to the point where you realize that healing your body, recovery, is a important part of the formula to being able to sustain high-level performance.
Right. And
Have you realized that yet?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
recovery is essential. You can't just keep working hard. That you need to do this stuff,
Yeah,
right?
you
Like
have
you
to.
just got an appointment, right?
Right. And you know, it's funny that you say that, because I wish I knew that like many years earlier. And I'm sure a lot of kids go through this, like just like me, is we're just so used to just being able to just get up and play. We can go
Yeah.
play 3 games in a day without even thinking of having to stretch or anything like that. And then I tore my ACL. And after tearing my ACL, I really realized that I didn't do this stuff at all.
What year was
I
this?
tore my ACL 3 years ago. So 2000 with 25.
And you
2000.
rehabbed it.
Yeah, I rehabbed it, but it was after rehab, which is where I realized how important doing this stuff is, and I could have actually probably prevented
It
this.
took an injury for you to.
Yes, yeah.
So that's what we call the gift of an injury.
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Unfortunately, it was a very painful lesson to learn.
Right, right.
But you get to the point where you're like, okay, how do I not have this happen
Right,
again?
right, right. And having that injury, it really showed me the importance of strength and conditioning, physiotherapy,
Yeah.
taking massages, just taking care of your body in general. And it's something I really wish I knew earlier, because I could have prevented so many things. Like I think of these little injuries and stuff that I've had in the past that have held me back from even some opportunities. And I'm like, this all could have been so preventable if I
Yeah.
just took my time to do this.
100%.
And you know, now I'm at a point where, okay, now that I know this, well, one, like my younger brother, I won't let him make that mistake. And then also myself, like I take this very serious. It's more like, and what I'm realizing now is this is more important than actually getting on the court, because if I don't do this, I can't even get on the court.
Yeah.
So I'm really starting to realize how
Can
important
we
this is.
very briefly plug in your brother? Because that's how we met. Injury,
Right.
and I started working with him. But it's so interesting that like you get to pass on your wisdom, your struggle, the sacrifices that you made in your life,
right.
and now you have your 2.0 version.
Yeah.
He just like he's killing it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
In that promotional video that he just released, it's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
epic.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a sense of like, okay, bro, let me guide you in a way where like we're not gonna make the same mistakes, right?
Right. So like, yeah, like with my little brother, I'm just grateful that he's a person that likes to take information and apply it. But I have my brother, he's stretching from when he was like 15 years old,
Yeah.
14 years old. He's taking it serious.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, he gets the model after you.
Right. So he has to take these things serious. How he eats, he has to take these things serious. We actually have a tracker that me and my brother share where we
hear
can
this,
track each
Samuel?
other's.
You hear this?
Yeah, I'm exposing
hear
it a
this?
little bit. We actually have a tracker that we can track each other's habits. So like, even with eating, if he's eating too much candy or something, or there's too much sugar
Get
intake,
to him.
I'm on his ass.
Yeah.
So like, and these are things that, you know, no one was there for me. I'm the oldest, so I didn't really have that direction. But now that like I've been through it, I can show him how important taking care of your body is. Stretching, making sure that you're doing things for your hips. People don't work on their hips at all. Making sure that you do your strength and conditioning. In the morning, you should stretch. Before you go to bed, you should stretch.
Yeah.
You should keep your massage gun with you at all times. Just things like that, little tips and things that'll help him avoid pain. I gotta give him the knowledge so that he can go.
Well, they say
further
the
than
person
me.
that goes first gets the most arrows to the back.
Right.
So hopefully he sees it and he doesn't get the
I'm
arrows.
taking arrows for you,
Doesn't
bro.
he doesn't take the arrows to the back, right?
Yeah, right.
Now I'm gonna shoot you some questions for fun.
Cool.
You fill in the blank. Like I said earlier, I want to talk about the struggle and success, so you can kind of make this as like jokingly or as serious as possible.
Okay.
Question for you is success.
Right.
I think you're successful. And I know people define success as being different. And that's actually what we talked about in the room. Like, how do we define success? Is it money?
Mm-hmm.
Is it accomplishment? Is it the fact that I get to work hard? I think it can be all of that plus health,
Right.
right? And this is what I want to eventually mentor you with, okay?
Right.
So success feels best when fill in the blank.
My family's taken care of.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you and your
100%.
family, we were talking about earlier when your brother came here.
Yeah.
The whole crew came out for this appointment.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
goosebumps even saying that.
Yeah,
Mom and dad was here, but brothers were
Yeah,
here. You
yeah.
messaged me, how was that appointment?
Yeah.
So for you, success feels best when family's
Family's
involved.
taken care of, yeah. When family's involved, for sure.
Yeah.
Big family oriented. Nigerian culture is very family oriented. And I feel like you know, family is everything. So for me to be successful, my parents have to be involved. My brothers have to be
100%.
involved. Because I can't personally have my own success because I didn't do anything by myself, you know? So
Yeah.
it's a group effort for sure. Success is a group effort for sure.
We talked about this earlier, right?
Yeah.
It's so hard for me to talk about success without acknowledging our parents.
Right.
Whether you're close with your parents or you're not, they made sacrifices to make sure that they can lay this foundation.
Right.
And that gives you a shortcut to life. If there's any shortcut,
Right.
I know both your parents. It's so proud of you guys. They're so
Yeah,
happy.
yeah.
So happy to just be involved.
Yeah, yeah.
Your success, as much as we want to make this interview about you,
Right.
you're on their shoulders. And eventually the day that you have kids,
Right.
they're going to have a better shot at success, right? But it's hard to talk about success and not acknowledge the foundation.
Right. And that just, I thank God every day for the parents that I was given, because you don't
Yeah.
pick your parents.
Yeah.
And
That's true.
It's true. You don't get to pick your parents. And
Some people
you know,
can't, I guess.
as two people who immigrated from Nigeria, they modeled hard work in ways that like all me and my brothers know now is hard work.
Yeah.
Both my mom and my dad, they showed us like whatever we're gonna get out of this life, it's not gonna be easy, but we're gonna work for it.
Yeah.
And that's literally all I know. If you want something, you work for it.
So two things. What you said earlier, I think you phrased it better earlier. You said, my parents studied hard work.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
Yeah.
Right? You come to this country, first generation immigrants, they just see like, I want to accomplish this. Let me just see what they're doing and work towards that. Now they're entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurs.
Like it's incredible what you can do when you have passion and when you have faith.
Yeah.
And they showed us that to the T. Like they had faith. They showed us that prayer is a big thing, and just seeing how like dedicated they were to making sure that their children had a better opportunity than they did.
Yeah.
I mean, we made sure we took advantage of that. We didn't want to waste their hard work, me and my brothers. So we made sure that we worked as hard as they showed us to work, so that we can make them proud. For sure.
Speaking of your motherland, can we just shout out, plug in what you were just recently doing? Because when I
Yeah.
messaged you, I'm like, hey, are you in town? You're like, I'm in Africa, man.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't.
Yeah, shout out to Team Nigeria, by the way.
How did you guys do?
We did well. We finished 3-0.
So you're
in
playing
our
for the
group
country,
stage.
like the
played
national
for the
country.
national team, yeah. It's
And
honestly
qualifications for what were you were saying before?
qualifications for the World Cup. The World Cup. So we still have our chances to make the World Cup, which we will do. But it's one of the biggest honors I've ever had, is playing for the place I was born, my father's land. So just putting on that jersey it's
Cool, eh?
amazing. Yeah, it's just so cool. It's cool.
Okay, I'm gonna come at you with another question. All right.
Cool.
I knew I was burning out when.
I knew I was burning out when I was waking up and my mind was tired and my body wasn't moving the way I wanted it to. That's why I knew I was burning out.
You know you're not young when, eh?
yeah. Felt old for sure.
Yeah.
But when I'm waking up and my mind is burnt
So
out,
true. Yeah.
and it correlates with my body. Like I'm waking up and my back's cracking, my knees are cracking, and honestly, it's really just because like I just need to put a little bit more time into my body. But yeah, that's definitely when I know I'm burning out for sure.
Yeah. Well, you know what we talked about earlier is being in debt,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, man,
We're all in debt, eh? But it's not the debt that people think about.
Right.
It's like, well, I guess a lot of people are in debt these days, the economy,
Yeah,
eh?
that's crazy. It's crazy over here.
But when it comes to like your health, we fall into debt because life can be so stressful.
Right,
And like I say stress tends to layer itself as time passes.
Right.
And what ends up happening is that if we take a stressful day and we don't give our body a chance to heal and recover,
Right.
we carry it into the next day.
Yeah.
Into the next day. And just like that, we're falling into this like stress debt where one day we're like, I do not feel good, and I don't know how to explain it.
Right.
Maybe it was the last year, 2 years of being stressed out at work, with my family, with the kids, committing to the sport that's just almost like breaking you down, and you have to figure out a way to like to consider the longevity.
Right.
So there's this idea of like falling into debt, and I think as an athlete, you need to figure out, how do you mitigate that?
Right.
How do you offset all the stress that you're going through so that you don't burn out and have the stress compound over time?
Right. I had a strength coach once tell me you have to pay your taxes. And
All this
it's funny
money
that it comes to
analogy.
debt, yeah. You got to pay your taxes, and
Pay your taxes.
that's taking care of your body.
Yeah.
If you want to limit your debt, you got to sometimes pay the price. You got to pay. So paying is taking care of your body, doing what we just did on a regular basis. And like, you know, you don't always want to do it. Sometimes you don't have the energy. Like, it's easier to sleep than to take care of your body, right? But you got to pay your taxes, because it'll come back to get you.
Yeah.
It will come back to get you, and taking care of that body is,
You know what I call
important.
it? I call it the ignorance tax.
Yeah.
When you just don't know better.
Yeah, right.
Because when you're young, you can get away with just sleeping a little bit
easily.
more.
Yeah.
And then we get old.
Right. It's crazy
Like
how
us,
like when
right?
I was younger, I could play 3 games in a day.
Yeah.
I have
Not
one
anymore.
game,
Not anymore.
and I need 2 days to recover. I need
Yeah.
a day to recover.
Yeah.
And like, I have to do this massage stuff. I have to do this physiotherapy stuff, or I won't make it to the next game. Like, I literally won't be able to play in the next game.
I got a good question for you.
Okay.
You ready for this? This
Yeah.
is one of my one of the questions I wanted to ask you. One of the biggest trade-offs I've made for my success was fill in the blank. What's the biggest thing you have to trade off? It doesn't have to be health, like that's what
Right.
I want to probe for, but like
that's
you
a-
sacrifice a lot,
Yeah,
right? What is the big thing?
Time with family. Time
Again,
with family.
family, yeah?
Yeah, I'm a big family person. Everyone that knows me knows I'm super family oriented, and you know, it's just hard when, like, you know, you go overseas for 8 months, you come back, your parents are older.
You were gone all year.
Yeah, I was gone all year. I've been gone all
Europe,
year.
you were playing in Italy
I was playing.
when I messaged you, and
I
then
went-
you went to Vancouver for the CEBL.
Yeah, and then I was in Latvia first. I was in Kosovo first, then Latvia, then Vancouver, then Edmonton, then Africa. Now I'm sitting here with
Buddy.
you today.
And you're leaving in 2 days.
Leaving 2 days.
I'm like, buddy, you gotta get in.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's just time with family. Like, it's hard when I come back and my dad looks older than when
I
I
talk
last saw him.
about
You know
that
what
all
I'm
the
saying?
time,
So it's
man.
like, or
Talk
like
about that all the
like my little brother, he's 3 feet taller than when I saw him last, and it's like, you know, FaceTime. You can only do so much FaceTime, you know. So the sacrifice for family is definitely it's the biggest sacrifice. But I do this so I can help
crazy you
provide
said
for
that.
my family. So
Yeah.
for sure.
I feel most like myself when
I feel most like myself when I'm doing everything off the court the way that I know I'm supposed to be, in terms of, you know, taking care of my body, my faith, just doing things the right way, like a good person should do.
Yeah.
I play my best when my off the court habits are in line.
Yeah.
I know that for sure. I don't just play well and, oh yeah, he's just playing so well on the basketball court. Everything that
this
I'm
guy's
doing,
so lucky. How is he doing it?
Yeah. Everything that I'm doing off the court, my habits, like I told you, I have a habit tracker to track
Yeah.
everything that I do. Everything is aligned. So if I'm doing really well off the court with my habits,
So this is gold advice for like somebody trying to come up. Track your habits that
track
feed
your
into the
habits.
court.
Right. So like, yeah, like I was telling you earlier, I have me, my brother. I even got some of my friends to do this. It's a habit tracker, and it just helps us to keep each other accountable. Like, you know, I say I want to stretch every day. I can see if you're stretching every day,
Wow.
because you got to track it. You got to put in your a habit tracker. So everything I do off the court, like, directly correlates to my success on the court. If there's 5 things I need to do off the court and I don't hit all those 5 things, I'm not gonna play as well as I can.
Yeah.
But when I'm doing all those 5 things consistently on a day-to-day basis, I'm my best version of myself for sure. Yeah.
Wow. How much would you say your health has suffered as a result of chasing this idea of success?
I think my health, I think more so it's mental. I think physically, you know, luckily I have good enough resources to take care of my body, even though I can do better. I know that, but I think it's more mental.
So your emotional health.
Yeah, I think it's more emotional health, because it's not easy to be going through these things like overseas, like just like any basketball leagues, like you have to be, they pay you for production. So, you know, we're all human. We can be going through something and have a bad day.
Yeah.
they're still gonna judge you off of that bad day. They might not. They don't even know what's going on in your life. So like, it's more of an emotional thing of staying in that mode all the time. It's not easy to just always be in that mode because, like you said, there's burnout. There's times where you might explode. So I think it's more of like an emotional thing and just forcing myself to be in dog mentality all the time because at the end of the day, they're gonna judge. They evaluate you off of your performance, and that's how you get paid. So I think more so it's on the mental side.
Does chasing big goals have to mean that you will eventually burn out? Can I just say we tried to come up with our definition of success, right? If I could just share my definition of success is accomplishment. It's hard work. It's making money, right? Like I have no shame in saying that.
Right.
But it has to include your health.
Right.
Usually our culture does this funny thing where it says success is achievement, money, minus health.
Yeah.
So going to this question, if you are chasing success, whatever it means to you, does it eventually mean that you have to burn out?
Yeah, I believe so because you have to put in time to whatever it is that you're chasing, right? So I'm the type where sleepless nights is what you have to, that's what you have to do to be successful. That's what you have to do.
Nice.
If you need to put in overtime in the gym to be successful, that's what you have to do. And eventually that's going to lead with fatigue. It's going to lead with physical fatigue, mental fatigue, and you have to sacrifice your health. But I feel like we're in an age now where we can combat that part of, the problem with things like this, and taking advantage of things like this, which could limit that, that gap that is there. I just believe that as long as you have a area where you can do things like this and limit that gap, it'll help you get to that success a little bit quicker.
So what you're saying is we can go to war as long as we can do damage control after.
Right.
You can't just go to war and be like, I'm going to keep going to war.
Right.
You were saying, you're like, it's hard to find an off season.
Right.
I'm like, buddy, we got to tone it down sometimes, man.
Right, exactly. And like that's something for me. I'm chasing so much success that I don't want to take time off, even though I know my body needs it. So it's sacrifice. It's give and take, right? Like you have to, if you have a crazy drive to reach your goals, you have to go for that. But at the same time, you gotta do that damage control.
I'll ask you one more question, and then eventually I'll wrap it up. And I want to ask you for like a post-interview VIP thing where I want to send that to some people. I want to ask you about the CEBL, the European League. Have you ever played in the Asian?
No, I haven't, but one day.
But I want to ask you about like, we were talking about the differences between these different leagues, and there's like a shocking difference and realization that you had that I guess we can share with some select people. Last question for you is, does balance in life exist?
100%.
You think so?
100%. I think everything needs balance. Like you have to have balance or you'll just fall one way or fall the other way, literally. So I think everything needs balance because if you just put so much into one thing and you can't have balance or have something to just tip you back onto like a level playing field, you'll fall over one end. You'll fall over this side or you'll fall over that side. So you have to have a balance. You can't let yourself go crazy because it won't help you. Your body will feel worse. Your mind will feel way worse. And you'll be striving for your goals, but like at what cost? Like I feel like, you want to be still happy when in some capacity while chasing your goals and having that balance. It honestly, like for me personally, having balance in my life is what helps me get to my goals faster, actually.
Have you found balance?
I'm working on it.
I got you where it hurts.
I'm working on it.
I think we're all up. It's hard to find it.
It's hard to find balance, right? Because I'm so goal driven that like I'm willing to fall over the scale if it means getting to my goal, right? But I think I'm learning as I'm getting older. Not that old. I'm getting older, but I think I'm learning that as I'm chasing my goals, like that balance is really what helps me the most, honestly. And for me, that balance is my family.
True.
So that balance is family time. It's taking time out to just make sure that I'm being involved in as much family stuff that I can because I'm away from so much. That's my balance right there. That's my balance for sure.
Look, man, I've interviewed Mahmoud Abdul Rauf, UFC fighters, professional boxers. I'm happy that I get an opportunity to interview you because I 100% wholeheartedly believe that if there's any shortcut in life to success, is to learn the wisdom that somebody that has gone through it or is actively going through it, through these interviews, if we can like pass it on to that next generation. So we'll wrap up this interview. I want to ask you one more question off camera that I'm going to release to select few people about being an insider, I guess, being an athlete, going through the almost every circuit that you can go through.
Right.
But for now, we'll wrap up. Thanks for your time, man. This has been 6 months in the making, probably a year in the making.
Yeah, literally.
And hopefully we can figure out something with your agent and figure some sort of consistency.
Yeah, definitely. That was.
You feel good?
I feel fantastic. I mean, I know I leave in a couple days, but I'll be here.
We'll figure it out, man.
Yeah.
Thanks again, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. What's up, y'all? My name is Micheal Nuga, a professional basketball player. I'm here at Riot Health. My boy Chris got me together, and I just want to give you guys a little bit of game, free game for y'all, just about the professional world and how things may seem, or for the up and coming kids who have dreams of going to the NBA or playing at the professional level. Just a little bit of gems for y'all. The first thing I would want to really tell y'all is taking care of your body is literally number one, the most important thing. Making sure that you have a good stretching routine, making sure that you have a good massage routine, making sure that you have a good foam rolling routine. Taking care of your body is the number one thing I would advise you guys for if you want to do anything that has to do with sports in general, honestly, but especially as a professional basketball player. I know when I was growing up, everybody had the dream of going to the NBA. I sure did have the dream of going to the NBA. I had a shot, didn't make it, but the overseas path, it was what God wanted for me, and the lifestyle has been amazing. I used to think that the NBA was the only way that I would live a good life or play at the professional level for basketball, but as I've traveled different places and I've played with players that play at such high levels like EuroLeague, Euro Cup, Champions League, Top League Asia, I'm starting to really realize that there's good living many places around the world. There's so many leagues overseas that you can look at, so many different countries that'll take care of you, take care of all your needs. And you really just get an opportunity, even though you're a professional, you really get an opportunity to just focus on basketball. It's really a blessing to be able to say you play professional basketball. Even just to go to college playing basketball is a blessing. But there's so many different pathways, to where if the NBA isn't the number one thing that you have, it's not the end of the world. There's so many different things you can do to still reach those goals, still even reach that money. But taking care of your body, eating well, sleeping well, and just making sure that you do what you got to do is going to help you go a long way. And make sure you have that faith as well. And yeah, you guys know what it is, man. We out here. Pull up to a Riot Health, man. Do what you got to do.